Temperatures this week will be above average in many areas, but there will be a cool down, especially across the east and several areas of low pressure moving through the country. So we've got a lot to talk about. Thanks for checking the video out today, guys. You know, I ask a lot of times if you have any comments, drop them below, but I do have a question for you tonight, especially as we head into spring. It is severe weather awareness season. I know in many states you start to see those pop up. So I'm curious, have you ever seen a tornado, or what's the biggest severe weather event you've ever been through? Drop me a comment down below. I always love hearing from you, and a lot of people tuning in from all across the country, so I can't wait to read your comments. Let's talk about what's going on this week, because we do have a chance for some severe weather, especially heading into Tuesday across the south. We have a cold front that's moving through. The Storm Prediction Center already highlighting this area here from Arkansas down into East Texas, into Louisiana, also even into east parts of Mississippi. This is the highlighted area right here. It doesn't mean we won't see stronger storms possible in other areas, but the threat, again, the highest in these areas. Some hail, some damaging winds possible. And you know, anytime you have a severe threat, you can never rule out a tornado. So that is something to keep an eye on as we head into Tuesday. Cold front moving through. You can see out ahead of it, we've got showers and storms firing. So as we head into the afternoon on Tuesday, we'll want to watch again this area right in here for some of those stronger cells. As we move toward the evening hours, areas really west of this line, we should be mostly in the clear, and then everything pushes off to the east. Some heavy rain starting to move now into parts of Georgia, South Carolina, even up into the Tennessee Valley. So from Kentucky, Tennessee, over into North Carolina, the rain starts to pick up here. And then as low pressure moves up the east coast, rain starts to move that way. Clearly a cool down on the way behind this front. Not a lot of Arctic air behind it. We will see temperatures start to drop. So as we head into Wednesday, temperatures not nearly as warm as what we've seen lately. And as we move into Thursday, high temperatures back into the 50s and 60s. We do start to see some warm air trying to move back to the north again as we head toward the end of the week. Across the east, strong southwest flow out ahead of our front will keep temperatures warm here again, highs in the 60s and 70s. A bit of a cool down on the way as we head into Wednesday. High temperatures held back with more cloud cover and some cooler air trying to work in from the north. And as we move into Thursday, high temperatures back into the 40s and 50s up here, where we're in the 70s heading into Tuesday. So a cool down definitely on the way, and I guess it's back to where we probably should be this time of year versus, say, a huge Arctic outbreak. Some colder air on the way for Sunday. High temperatures here in the 30s and 40s, so definitely colder. And then on Monday, some colder air in the northeast. Warm temperatures trying to move back into the Midwest and the South by the time we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So let's take a look at the precipitation. Here's the severe weather across the south on Tuesday. We've got some rain and, yeah, even a little bit of snow trying to mix in here across parts of Michigan. An area of low pressure moving up the east coast. That's going to keep rain in the forecast pretty much anywhere from D.C. all the way up toward Boston. And then as we look across the west, another system moving in here. That's going to bring another round of rain and snow here from the Sierra, pushing into the Intermountain West as we move into Wednesday. Low pressure makes its way toward the mid-Atlantic as we move into Wednesday. That's going to bring more rain here. I mean, we're just seeing round after round of rain, and then even a little bit of snow possible here up along the U.S.-Canadian border as a weak system moves that direction. That low will continue to move up toward New York. It's going to bring some rain here, and it's trying to mix with a little bit of snow on the north side of things. You know, the models over the last couple of days have been indicating that we'll see some snow here. I'll tell you, the European pretty much says everything goes out to sea. The GFS kind of on board with this idea too. It's a little stronger, but still ending as some snow across Maine, not nearly as cold, and I think we're starting to see some agreement between these two models now. Our next storm over the weekend, moving toward the mid-Atlantic. Either way, I said yesterday, I feel pretty confident anywhere in this area is going to see likely rain. The question will be, where will the snow be, and will it happen on the north side of things? Well, some cold air pulling in behind this storm, which will be situated here as we head into Sunday morning early, and then that storm moving off to the north and east. There will likely be some cold air in place at the onset, but the problem is some warm air surging north over top of that cold air. That could lead to some rain, sleet, snow, some freezing rain too, and behind it, as cold air rushes in, we'll see a transition to snow for places like western New York, western PA, even parts of Ohio, and then down to the Appalachian Mountains. Most of the snow, though, at this point looks like it's going to be north of the system here into Canada, and then we see some really cold air build in behind this system with a change to snow showers here across the northeast. Back across the plains, we start to warm up, and then across the west, another system moves in. That's going to bring our next round of rain and snow for the Pacific Northwest. The GFS has a very similar track, although it's a stronger low here across the Great Lakes. That puts a little more snow into areas like Green Bay, also the UP of Michigan. And then surface low pressure transitions to the coast. That would put heavier snow here into parts of northern New England. Again, I think there's still some question as to where this goes. Either way, we turn much colder for the weekend. We've got our next system moving into the west, warm air surging back into the central United States toward the beginning of next week. Temperatures in the long term look warm across most of the country, cold across the west. That has been the forecast for the last several weeks. I think that's what we're seeing. However, as we move toward the end of the month, remember, we are into late March now, so what does below average look like? Well, it doesn't look like Arctic cold. It could be just kind of nasty and gross cold. I'll be tracking the model, so if you like this kind of content, I hope you'll hit subscribe. That way you can keep these updates coming. If you're a weather fan, a lot of you joining. We just passed 4,500 subscribers just in the last day. So again, thank you guys so much. Hit subscribe, keep these updates coming, and I hope you'll come back and check the channel out. I did take a look at the long term as we head into March. You can check that video out here. I'll see you there. We'll continue things on that video.